Now, if you look, so we've talked about the, I need to look up, right? So we have the three components, and they actually meet the use cases that a general counsel or outside counsel would actually have. But let's talk about a few of the components that actually make them so efficient. If looking back all the way back to the 1980s, we've really lived these three historical trends. First, when the industry first started digitizing information, scanning was really big, right? This is back when the entire was almost pre-email. But there was a desire to, as the volume started to increase, people realized if I can scan, then I can get higher productivity in terms of review because I'm not dealing with paper. That was then complemented when the first wave of search technology came out. So you would scan OCR and then be able to search data volumes. Right? The interesting thing about search, however, is that it's either over or under inclusive. Right? So if you use a small number of keywords or terms, right, you'll miss certain documents. If you use a large number, right, if you have a very complex query, you'll get too much information back. And so to resolve that situation, there's a series of additionally advanced technologies that have come onto the market to really allow additional organization, additional analysis. I'm going to talk about two of those today. So the first is what we call automatic discovery organization. And this is something that Stratify pioneered in the market. The ability for any given matter, when you went out to the network and collected the documents, to then analyze the documents by their content. So you look at all the words, all the phrases, and then identify concepts so that you can sort the documents by concept. Right? The great thing about this is it allows you to quickly get an overview of the document, large document collections, allows you to quickly identify relevant groupings of documents or triage, right, documents that are not relevant. Right? So it's a great way for early case assessment to really filter down those documents, but also for attorneys to focus on the more relevant documents. And that's complemented by additional organization techniques, such as what we call smart issue folders. So you can do issue categorization, right, using a persistent query. So for instance, if you wanted to automatically organize by custodians or by certain keywords, right, independent of the concepts, the system would automatically sort those documents by those particular variables. It's within both ECA and review. It's a core underlying technology, right? And then what we have is also we talked about search and the ongoing challenges with search. But one way to really accelerate what happens in search is that when you have a search result set, you want to be able to quickly slice and dice it in real time without having to either refine searching, combine searches. And so here, in both of our products, you can do a search. Let's say you get 5,000 documents back. And then using any metadata value, right? So there are different metadata fields. There could be the author, the custodian, the domain, the receiver. There could be a date stamp. You can pick specific variables, as you can see on these charts here, and then it would automatically give you that faceted view of that search result set. So when you're investigating certain hypotheses, right, or you want to take a particular picture of that data set, this is a very easy way. So you can search on the core keywords or the date range, and then you can quickly slice and dice, right, to get to the documents that you want, right? So it's a great productivity enhancer, right, over and above traditional search engines. And this is an example of the Stratify eVantage UI, where on the left you have the facets, right, and you'll also have the concepts. Then you get the set of documents that you've brought back and insight into the document, and then the ability to tag those documents. So remember, we talked about the whole difference between privileged and responsive. So here, you would actually say that it's relevant, it's responsive, and then you would export those documents into Stratify Legal Discovery Review. Right? Now, and almost in closing now, we talked about what eDiscovery is, Stratify's approach, right, to the need for proactive eDiscovery to manage portfolios, to hit those 5 principles that we talked about, some of the underlying technologies. In many ways, though, we're still, eDiscovery is here to stay, but it continues to need enhancements. So especially in the Iron Mountain universe, where we have, manage different types of data for our customers, there's a need to, when somebody has an investigation, right, that they want to be able to access their information regardless of what application it's in. And so one of the things we're working on is the ability to provide that transparent federated search, right? And federated search has been around for a while, but across the different repositories that are in Mountain stores, that will actually be new, right? It's the ability to search different data sources and have a single view into that data, right? So the key thing is that if you're in Stratify eVantage, you would say, great, go out, find me the data. And whether it would be in Connected, whether it be in VFS, whether it would be in TEMS, right? These are all different applications and data stores that Iron Mountain has. It would be irrelevant to you as an attorney or as an investigator wanting to look at that data, right? Also, the ability to enact governance policies and litigation holds across the various repositories. And then the last thing is when you have a review. And so you're doing an investigation, and you tag a document or you annotate a document. That's important information. So if, say, a document is privileged, you would want that to then continue living with the document through its life cycle within the various repositories. And closing that feedback loop, right, going from the repositories into eDiscovery and back again, is something else that we'll be working on over the next 12 to 18 months. And with that, exactly 15 minutes today. We're getting better. That's your introduction to eDiscovery. If you guys have any questions, I'll be more than happy to talk to you. But thank you all, and have a great evening and a great show.